Planning Council. Oh, recording. Thank you. You may be disappointed to hear we have a bit of a shorter meeting today with 2 actions and 1 briefing. These include GMPC Motion 25-2, which approves the Affordable Housing Committee's recommended charter amendments, as well as brief committee updates, and GMPC Motion 25-3, which approves a minor adjustment to the growth targets for unincorporated urban potential annexation areas. And we will get a first look at the 2026 GMPC work program. And just quickly, before we kick into that, I do want to share that it's been an honor to be able to chair these meetings for my brief time in my role here. I know GMPC just plays an incredibly important role here in King County. I want to thank all of you for your part in that work. Thank you very much. All right, so meeting logistics and roll call. Ivan, could you kick us off, please?
Thank you, Chair Braddock. We'll start with meeting logistics and then into the roll call. Just some quick Zoom meeting reminders. We're recording today's session. For committee members, you can use the raise hand function at the bottom of your Zoom window. And if you are comfortable, please keep your video on to aid in deliberations and facilitation. Please keep your microphone muted when not speaking, and remember to mute after asking a question or making a comment. Last, if you were making or seconding a motion, and we have 2 of those today, please state your name to help with the record keeping. For anyone else attending that's not a committee member, your video and audio are turned off, and if you want to speak during public comment on the computer, use the raise hand function. On your phone, do *9. Your name will be called by Rebecca. You will be able to unmute yourself. And let's see, public comment must relate to an action or discussion item on the agenda. Each member of the public will have 2 minutes to speak. And if there are any intentional attempts to disrupt county meetings with inappropriate language or imagery, we will monitor for that and the comment if this occurs. That's all for logistics. And now roll call. Executive Braddock.
Present.
Councilmember Balducci. Councilmember Dembowski. Councilmember Mosqueda. Councilmember Perry.
Here.
Thank you. Mayor Harrell. Councilmember Solomon. Councilmember Strauss. Okay, from Bellevue, Councilmember Neuenhouse.
Here.
Great. Sound Cities, Mayor Curtis. Councilmember McIrvin. Councilmember Kaur.
Here.
Great, thank you. Mayor Neese. Councilmember Treen.
Here.
Thank you. Councilmember Stewart. Right, I think I saw you.
Here.
Okay, great.
Hear me? Okay.
I can now. Nope.
Okay.
We've got you. Councilmember Asefa Dawson.
Here.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin. Councilmember McHenry.
Here. Sorry.
And Councilmember Rebel.
Here.
All right. With non-voting members, Assistant Superintendent Stokes and Commissioner Otal.
Present.
Great. We've got 9 total members, 8 voting members, and we have a quorum. Turn it back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Ivan. Our first action item is approval of the meeting summary from September 17th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve the meeting summary?
So moved. Councilmember Stewart.
Thank you.
Second, Jared Neuenhouse, Bellevue.
Thank you. Are there any additions or corrections to the summary? All right, I see none. I think we can have a voice vote on this, and I don't know why that phrase is so hard to say for me, voice vote, but it is. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Great. Any opposed? All right. The summary action for the summary passes. Thank you. Rebecca, has anyone signed up for public comment?
So, Chair Braddock, no one has signed up in advance, and I see no hands raised for my attendance.
Okay. Thank you, Rebecca. We're having a little bit of a hard time hearing you, just for awareness. I don't know if everybody else is having a hard time as
Yes,
well.
I'm sorry
yes,
about that.
okay.
I'll speak up.
That's all right. I just wanted to make sure you were aware. Thank you so much. Okay, our next action item is motion 25-2, the GMPC Affordable Housing Committee Charter Amendments. This item is scheduled for potential action today. It was briefed at our September meeting. Staff will provide us a quick briefing and then we will determine if we are ready for action. I will share that this motion updates the functions and procedures for GMPC's Affordable Housing Committee so that they can continue to deliver those important results for housing over our coming 5 years. And while Councilmember Balducci couldn't be here today, we did speak with her, and I did want to share that she expressed support for these charter amendments. So I want to express thanks to the council member for her long-term work on this and attention to detail of that work of the Affordable Housing Committee. She's really been a champion, and we're glad we'll have continued participation in that work as it moves forward. So Michaela Daffern, if you can lead us. Oh, hi, Michaela, I see you.
Hi. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Chair. Appreciate the lead up. I think with my remarks, I may repeat a couple of the things you just said. So for the record, my name is Michaela Daffern, and I serve as lead staff to the King County Affordable Housing Committee, which, as you know, is the committee of the Growth Management Planning Council. And today you are poised to consider and potentially take action on GMPC motion 25-2, approving amendments to the Affordable Housing Committee Charter as recommended by the committee. This motion and the accompanying staff report are included in your meeting packet. And I will drop a link here in the chat. No, I will not. I will drop a link after my briefing into the chat to see if I can figure out how to drop a hyperlink. The draft motion was introduced at the September GMPC meeting following my briefing on the purpose and intent of the charter amendments, the process the committee undertook to reach its ultimate recommendations, and the resulting recommendations. So to briefly recap what I covered at the last meeting, through this process of the committee evaluating its effectiveness, it found first that the King County countywide planning policies serve as an effective and flexible vehicle for carrying out the Affordable Housing Committee's work going forward. So proposed charter amendments that update the purpose of the committee and activities to reflect this focus. They also found through a lot of conversation that meaningful local housing policy implementation, substantial new revenue, and new financing strategies are critical. So the committee recommends retaining its broad recommending authority. And then finally, there's a lot of things that they could be doing around membership, leadership, meeting procedures, et cetera. So the amendments propose new practices to strengthen its operational effectiveness. And at the September GMPC meeting, one member spoke in support of this new strategic direction, and no members requested changes. So the motion before you today remains unchanged. The motion, whereas statement states that now, therefore, be it moved that the Growth Management Planning Council of King County hereby approves amendments to the King County AHC Charter included with this motion as attachment A. Also in the staff report, which I hope I can link to in a moment, the staff report includes links to the Affordable Housing Committee's recently adopted work plan for next year, which was predicated on approval of today's charter amendments, as well as 2026 state legislative priorities of the committee, and its most recent comment letter for its housing-focused comprehensive plan review program. And that concludes my briefing, and I turn the floor back over to you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Michaela. Is there any discussion on this motion? And if folks do not feel prepared, I would ask that they let us know. Otherwise, I likely will go ahead and try to call for action on this motion. Yes, Melissa.
Well, thank you so much, Michaela, for the briefing on this and bringing this back. I think that we shared a lot of gratitude for the committee last time we met. So hopefully folks had a chance, committee members had the chance to hear that. The SCA caucus met earlier today and is supportive of taking action today and to affirmatively update the charter. I will also preview that the updated charter and the work that lies ahead, particularly when it comes to beginning those annual monitoring of our housing performance across the region, looking at the new charter, the AHC's work plan, and then later having a discussion about our own. We actually will have a proposal a little bit later in the meeting when we get to the 2026 work plan for this committee that we think kind of ties some of those pieces together because it's just a really hot topic. But overall, the SCA caucus is supportive of the action today. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Any other comments, concerns before all right. Then I will ask for a motion to approve motion 25-2, the GMPC Affordable Housing Committee Charter Amendments. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second, Councilmember Stewart.
Thank you. Thank you, council members. Appreciate that. Ivan, do we need a roll call vote on this or is a voice vote?
We would typically do it with roll call, so I'm prepared to do that.
Great. Thank you. Let's go ahead and do a roll call vote.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Executive Braddock.
Aye.
And I'll call on everybody on the roll just in case they came in since I had done the roll call. Don't want to miss anybody. Councilmember Balducci. Councilmember Dembowski. Councilmember Mosqueda. Councilmember Perry.
Aye.
Mayor Harrell. Councilmember Solomon. Councilmember Strauss. Councilmember Rivera. For Bellevue, Councilmember Neuenhouse.
Aye.
Thank you. For SCA, Sound Cities, Mayor Curtis. Councilmember McIrvin. Councilmember Kaur.
Aye.
Mayor Neese. Councilmember Treen.
Aye.
Councilmember Stewart.
Aye.
Councilmember Asefa Dawson.
Aye.
Councilmember Baldwin.
Aye.
Councilmember McHenry. Councilmember Rebel.
Aye.
All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 aye votes, and the motion passes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you all. We will move on to our next motion, which is motion 25-3, Unincorporated Urban Potential Annexation Area Growth Targets Amendment. This item again is scheduled for potential action today and was briefed at our September meeting. So I will call on Rebecca Maskin to brief us on this motion. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Chair Braddock. I'm going to talk a little bit louder. Hopefully you can hear me. So much like Michaela's item, this was a motion that we proposed to GMPC last meeting. It's in
Sure
template.
is hard to still hear
Okay,
you. I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know why.
Thank you for the feedback.
That's better.
Is that
Yeah.
better? All right. You get to see my mic the entire time. All right. So just winding back for a little background on this issue. The proposed motion proposes to move growth target within the unincorporated area between two different potential annexation areas. So as King County was completing its comprehensive plan, it was discovered that there was a shortfall in residential capacity in the Black Diamond potential annexation area by about 100 units. And in response to PSRC's encouragement to handle this issue promptly through GMPC, The interjurisdictional team discussed this matter and is proposing a fix that does not make changes to any totals of growth going anywhere in the urban part of the county. It just moves 128 units in growth target from one potential annexation to another. So from the Black Diamond potential annexation area to what we lovingly call unaffiliated urban unincorporated, which is where actually the most capacity within unincorporated within King County is in various different potential annexation areas, mostly in the south part of the county, where also Black Diamond potential annexation area is. So this motion 25-3 was offered to GMPC at their September meeting. There have not been significant changes to the motion since then. It is the same, is materially the same, maybe got a couple corrections, that's all. So I can answer any questions that GMPC members have about this the motion, but it is a fairly simple matter, moving the growth target within the urban unincorporated area.
Thank you, Rebecca. I think we lost you a little bit at the end there, so I do want to make sure, do folks have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, Councilmember Perry.
Yeah, sorry, Rebecca, I can't hear you at all, but you said that there's property moving from Black Diamond area to where?
The proposed move is from the Black Diamond potential annexation area to the unaffiliated urban unincorporated set of different potential annexation areas within urban unincorporated King County.
Where?
So this is primarily in the south. Here, let me throw up a map to use really quickly. Okay. So this is just a map from a PowerPoint slide. So the Black Diamond PAA is these areas over here. Any area in orange on this map is the unaffiliated urban unincorporated. So there's a lot of capacity within this group down by Federal Way. You can see other pockets here. Some of those areas are not terribly developable, but really most of the residential capacity is down here and then a little bit to the north part of the county.
Hey, very good. Thank you very much.
So sorry about the audio.
Thank you. Is there a motion to consider motion 25-3?
I'll motion. Jim Rebuild Carnation.
Oh, thank you, Councilmember. I hear a second. I'll second it. How's that?
I'll second.
Done and done. All right. Any further discussion on this motion? All right. Ivan, I will pass it to you for a roll call vote, please.
Thank you. I got the sponsor, but not the second, unless it was you, Madam Chair.
I think it can be me, sir.
Okay.
There's an issue with that.
Nope. Let's see. I want to correct my apologies to the mayor of Carnation, Mayor Rebel. So my bad. I'm sorry
Thank
about
you,
that.
Ivan.
All right.
My
We've
apologies,
got that.
Mayor.
We've got that corrected. And I'll do the roll call. Executive Braddock.
Aye.
Councilmember Balducci. Councilmember Dembowski. Councilmember Mosqueda. Councilmember Perry.
Aye.
Seattle Mayor Harrell. Councilmember Solomon. Councilmember Strauss. Councilmember Rivera. All right. Bellevue. Councilmember Neuenhouse.
Aye.
Sound Cities, Mayor Curtis. Councilmember McIrvin. Councilmember Kaur.
Aye.
Mayor Neese. Councilmember Treen.
Aye.
Councilmember Stewart.
Aye.
Councilmember Asefa Dawson.
Aye.
Councilmember Baldwin.
Aye.
Councilmember McHenry. and Mayor Rebel.
Aye.
Great. Chair Braddock, we have 9 yes votes, and the motion passes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, our final item is an overview of the draft 2026 work program, and I believe Ivan will be briefing us on this work program. Thank you, Ivan.
I will, and I'll just put it up on the screen real quickly so we can see. I understand there might be a change in just a moment. All right. Hold on one second. Apologies, staff report. There we go. Can you see just the staff report? Okay, great. I've got many windows open, so my apologies for that. I'll make it bigger. So this is a first look at the work program for next year. I think the important thing is we'll have a new chair for GMPC, Executive Zahalai, and potentially a new chair for the Affordable Housing Committee. So many things could change. We always come to you your last meeting of the year with a draft. This year, maybe it's a little bit more draft than it's been in previous years. And then we'll come to the first meeting of next year for potential adoption, which could be maybe in the February or March timeframe. With that, some of the key things, action on the work program. We're working on the designation of countywide and regional centers. I'll speak to that in just a moment. That'll be an action for you probably at the second meeting next year. Next year is a PF22 year where we have the school city county coordination meetings, which have typically been about school siting in the rural area and in urban areas, but other topics come up. So that'll come to you near the end of the year. One of the items that was adopted this year by the King County Council was a strategic climate action plan. And as I shared at your meeting in September, it has an action that asks the GMPC, working with the King County City Climate Collaboration, the K4C, to look at potentially city scale emission reduction targets. Right now, we have a countywide planning policy with a countywide reduction target. So that work could tie in some of the work we're all required to do in our 2029 comprehensive plan updates under House Bill 1181, which brings climate change into GMA planning. As part of the work we did on target reconciliation for Carnation and Snoqualmie, we committed to look at the capacity assumptions and estimate that and bring that back to you next year to see that, to make sure we weren't really losing affordable housing and housing capacity when we did the reconciliation. So it's technical, but there could be policy implications, an important piece of work, which we'll bring back next year. Of course, we'll start to talk about the 2027 GMPC work program. And then I think recurring or standard briefings, Affordable Housing Committee just updates what they're doing. I think there's been a lot of interest in their monitoring work. I think there'll be a comment about that in a moment. But if there's membership changes, they adopt the legislative priorities. So sharing that here. We typically have the Department of Commerce come in to talk about GMA planning legislation that was adopted, and there was a request this year to also share if there are any federal legislative updates that affect our countywide planning function. So we've reached out to Robin Koski from the Puget Sound Regional Council. We'll hope to get her in next year. She said she'd be happy to come and share what she knows. Next year, just wrapping up, Vision 2050 is going through a 5-year review as they move towards potential adoption of Vision maybe 2060 in 2029. So that's important because it's got the multi-county planning policies, which affect our countywide planning policies, and it's got a regional growth strategy, which affects our targets. So It's just very integrally linked. So we don't bring a lot of PSRC business here, but this one ties directly. So we think it's important to have it on the work plan. And then, as I said, new executive slash GMPC chair priorities and affordable housing committee priorities. Chair Braddock, that concludes my remarks. I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you so much, Ivan. Does anybody have any questions or comments they would want to share to inform the work program? Oh, Councilmember Stewart.
Thank you so much. I will introduce this on behalf of the SCA caucus, and maybe others will also chime in. As Ivan said, there is a lot of interest in housing monitoring. We have spent the better part of the last several years as a region building comprehensive plans and doing our part to prepare to welcome a lot more housing and a lot more housing that is deeply affordable. And the next big group project really is monitoring our performance of all of these policies. So as we prepare for that, we see on the AHC agenda that they're scheduled to have a housing monitoring conversation at the end of 2026, or to maybe kick off that work. The annual reporting requirements for the CPPs are going to kick in. And we know we all are working toward that 5-year deadline that feels a lot bigger too. So I think that our caucus would be very interested in a March briefing added to the schedule, a briefing regarding the state of the current efforts to align and standardize the reporting requirements for that monitoring, and also any technical support that might be underway so that jurisdictions can successfully participate in that. That is kind of the state of both of those things would be really helpful to understand in March and potentially study and have a touch base on as we head toward the end of next year. That way, when we are giving direction to HC on questions that we would like them to help us answer as the subcommittee of the GMPC, and how we care for our CPPs, we can make sure that this group is really well rooted in the challenges and opportunities in that topic. Thanks.
Thank you. I think that makes, I was just going to ask Ivan or Michaela if you had any feedback. Thank you. You're muted, Ivan.
Ivan, I defer to you first.
Oh yeah, I was actually going to defer to you, but I was going to say it really does align with the work we're doing, and Michaela can share that.
Yes, we would be happy to come in March and provide a briefing on that. We are kicking off our monitoring work now. We'll be updating the Regional Affordable Housing Dashboard and presenting that update to the committee at their December 4th meeting, using information reported to PSRC and King County by all of the cities this summer. The response rate was really high. We had over 75% of the jurisdictions fill out all of the required components, but there's still a contingent that didn't. And I think we have a lot to learn in terms of how we can roll that out each year in a way that gives us information we can use, answers questions we're curious about, but also is effective and efficient for the jurisdictions who are completing it. So I would happy to come back and talk more about the state of our monitoring efforts, and also hear from the GMPC how we can be a better partner in that work next summer when we launch our new survey. And then at the end of the year, over the next year, we'll be hopefully developing and launching a new public-facing tool. And so the report out to the committee at the end of the year is actually to hopefully share with them some results from our preliminary analysis and kind of our new framework for the monitoring work going forward. So input from the GMPC early in the year would be great.
Thank you, Michaela. I believe Mayor Rabile had your hand up first. Please go ahead.
Perfect. Yeah, Michaela, do you have the report, like what questions you're going to be asking on this report already, or are you going to be looking for input on that? And the reason I'm asking is we have a very small staff. My city manager wrote the entire comprehensive plan. We have one planner, and whenever we get into a bigger project, we have to have a third-party planner come in that we hire to do that. So the reporting requirements are pretty onerous on small cities and talking to other cities, cities of all sizes. So some kind of a simplified report that can get you the information that you need, but not tie up, 24 hours of staff time or more doing it, would be appreciated.
Yeah, the list is mandated in the countywide planning policies, policy CPP H27. And for it includes the number of income restricted units in your jurisdiction that you're party to an affordable housing covenant. For example, if you have an incentive program and you placed a covenant on that property because it was going to include affordable units, you would report those to us each year. The other component is around changes in zone residential capacity, as well as efforts to implement the actions articulated in your comprehensive plan related to housing. So it's really only those three things. This year was particularly onerous in an attempt to establish a baseline understanding of the state of increased housing capacity in King County. And I think we're exploring ways to make that reporting year over year less onerous. And on the implementation efforts, trying to think through. Right now, we're letting jurisdictions self-report what they identified as their priorities for implementation back to us each year, which I think is what makes it even harder, because it's a list that folks don't look at a lot. And so I think it took folks by surprise because they had to go back to these draft implementation strategies they had submitted to us and say, okay, are these still our goals, and what progress have we made? But yes, happy to explore this further next year, how we can simplify that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Baldwin. You're muted.
Thank you, and thank you, Michaela. That's actually right in line with where I think the question for monitoring was coming from, is that it can be very difficult trying to aggregate different data from different tools from different cities. And so it was actually in our caucus meeting, I said, the King County Housing Authority has been doing really great work for, data aggregation and consolidation. So great to hear that it's expanding on that database and work that has been done already. But yeah, looking forward to being able to hear what you've got in that briefing will be fantastic. And then I think we had clarification in the language with regards to the updates for the Affordable Housing Committee for accountability. It's really that they're going to be providing recommendations to GMPC. And so I think being able to have good data without creating additional costs for cities, if we're not having to have people buy additional software or introduce new tools, is always mission critical. So glad to hear that there'll be a interface for that, and that it'll be publicly available for anyone who wants to see how we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any feedback on the 2026 work program? All right. Oh, Ivan.
Not feedback. I just want to say a few things about some 2025 items. I'll do this in 2 minutes or less. We've got 42 applications in for countywide centers, 1 new regional center. So I want to publicly acknowledge AJ Foltz from SCA and Mike McCarty from North Bend, who are on our subcommittee helping us review all of those. It's a heavy lift, and we're really happy to have them. The reconciliation ordinance for Snoqualmie and Carnation, that has now been ratified. So thank you, Rebecca, for all your work, and for the cities, for ratifying. And then last, in the King County budget, which just got adopted, there is a proviso to look at the Regional Affordable Housing Task Force final report and recommendations, and consider a process to update that. We will be back here talking to you all about that, because it connects, of course, to the Affordable Housing Committee work and all of the things we just spoke about. So I wanted to give those brief updates.
Thank you for those updates, Ivan. Appreciate it. Okay, well, if no one else has anything for good of the order, this has been a productive meeting. Thank you all very much. And while I won't be chair anymore, I certainly wish the GMPC great success in all of the future work. And again, thank you all for taking the time to work on these really, really important issues. I really appreciate it. And at that, we are adjourned. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.